up, 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 ba-da-ba-ba-wee-oo. Up, 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 ba-da-ba-ba-wee-oo-wee-oo. Up, up, up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Ba-da-ba-ba-wee-oo-wee-oo. Up, up, up. Ba-da-ba-ba-wee-oo. Up, up, up. No more forward, no more backward, no more spinning around and around. My life is moving ever upward. My feet are leaving the ground.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Ba-da-ba-ba-wee-oo-wee-oo. Ba-da-ba-ba-wee-oo. No more downward, no more darkness, no more wondering the point of it all. My life is destined for good and greatness. My soul has answered the call. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place.
Be the change that you want to see. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are the ones. We are. I've been feeling like I can't make a difference. I've been feeling like there ain't no use. Feeling tired and a little unconscious. Coming up with every kind of excuse till I realized it's not all up to me. When we join together, we shape our destiny to see a world where we are living as one. It can be, it shall be, it will be done. We are the ones that we've been waiting
our lovely, beautiful city with the clouds gone and the sky clear. Did you guys all get the haboob? Did you get the haboob that came through? First one I've been through. Okay, how about this? Okay, well, just be warned. I do this, so I'll try not to do that, but I tend to do that. So after the haboob, we have beautiful, clear skies that just enhances our love and joy and peace and happiness for being in this wonderful place that we share. Thank you to everyone who is here today. And I haven't quite got my script memorized, so I have to bring it up and look at it, make sure I know where I'm going or supposed to be. Today's service is being streamed live on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So if you're somebody's tuning in from out there, hello to you, and we'll say more formally about that in just a minute. We'd like to open our song with One Big Family, a Gary Lynn Floyd song rearranged by our very own and lovely Jeff Kingfisher. The lyrics will be on the screen behind me. So boy, I'm washed out when I'm looking up here. Anyway, the lyrics will be on the screen behind me. So let's stand up, clap our hands, raise the energy in the room by singing One Big Family.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Let us make a joyful sound, here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound, here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound, hey, 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 yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Let us make a joyful sound, here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound, here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound, hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Okay, now we are again. See, I told you. On behalf of our Leadership Council and our beloved Reverend Eunice, we'd like to welcome everyone. It says I'd, but I like for the we'd like to welcome. So all of us would like to welcome everybody here in person and those who are watching online in the Coachella Valley and around the country. If you're joining us online, please go to the chat feature and say hello and let us know where you're seeing us from. If you're joining us in person for the very first time, we have a gift for you. Our ushers have a welcome package. If you'll hold your hand up so they can get it out to you. Oh, yay! Welcome to everybody. It's always fun to have new people around, isn't it? Thanks for coming out and joining us today. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. Let's continue our service this morning by reciting our mission and vision statement. Please read along with me. At CSL PS, we envision a world where oneness is cultivated, unity is lived, and reverence for all life is practiced, empowering us to thrive individually and collectively. As we finally join the fall season, is the weather actually getting cooler out there, do you think? A little. Well, it'll get here hopefully. We've got tons of things for you to know about happening this week. So I know all of you want to know about what's happening, right? Okay, so you got to be patient, have fun as we go through these announcements. And very first on our list, I'd like to introduce to you a cast member from our mystery dinner. Say hello to the lovely Mabel.
Hey, y'all. Say what? Don't you love those boots? Don't you love those boots? I'm Mabel, and I'm let's just say that I work at the Leland Hotel. And I'm here to tell you that there was a murder at the Leland Hotel. A murder. I need all you to help us figure out who done it. It's going to take a lot of people to figure this out. Now, we have put together an event where I'm going to come back with all my friends from the Leland Hotel. Some of you are already in the audience. I know there's a Feather Boys right over there. That's a clue. Keep those clues going. So Friday, October 28th at 6 p.m., we're going to have an invitation for all you to come here. We're going to provide you dinner. You can fill up that little gut of yours, and we can have that. And it's going to be silly, so you're going to laugh while you're there. And there's some of the townsfolk going to bring some stuff. They're going to put it out in the back. And that stuff you can buy in the silent auction. So there's going to be lots of fun. And you like fun, right? So there's going to be lots of fun when we do this. Now, here's the shtick. Tickets go on sale right now. Now, don't jump up. We'll wait. Let's wait till after the service, and you can come out and see me. I'll be out at the cash register with some helpers, and you can buy some tickets. Now, this is a small theater, so there's only going to be 60 tickets. So you're going to want to get in on this early. So get them fancy little phones you got. Mark out the 28th. That's going to be the date, 6 p.m. And I'll be there. Y'all don't be late.
And Mabel, she's so very willing. Another one of our announcements this morning is to talk about the bereavement group. The bereavement group meets weekly on Thursday mornings at 10:30 a.m. with Reverend Robert and Reverend Michael facilitating. Please come and join them if you have the need. Monthly visioning, well, we're canceling that until the beginning of the year because we've got so much stuff going on. But keep visioning in your mind and get it ready for the new year. Yoga with Belle is held on Mondays at 9:30 a.m. In a 1-hour session, you will receive a whole body experience. Gain strength, cleanse your mind, and open your heart. There is a suggested love offering of $15. Rainbow Alliance is doing our thing again. On Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, the 12th, at 6 o'clock p.m., or 1800 for those of you that are 24-hour clock minded. 1800, we're playing bingo. Part of what we're giving away this time, and we always have prizes, is 2 tickets. 2 tickets to the upcoming Gay Men's Chorus concert that's happening in November. So you want to come out and play, have fun, eat good food, although not as good as Barry's, I'm sure, because Barry's making food for the mystery dinner. But it will be fun. So come on out and have fun. Join us for community and fellowship. The sound bath with Reverend Mark is on Friday, October 21st at 6:30 p.m. Come out and meet your inner spirit in part of the sound bath. I think it'll be a great time. Divine Flow Retreat with Miss Adriana is happening on October 22nd, 2022 at 2:22 p.m. That's a lot of twos, but she's got something she wants to share with all of us.
There's a thing with numbers. Hi, I'm Audrey. They call me Audrey the Soul Whisperer. And a laughter yoga teacher, but I also follow numerology. That's how I got here. So that is why I decided to open up this 222 portal on such sacred place. And I vision this. I've been visioning this since 2020. Reverend Eunice taught me this gift of visioning. And it's wonderful what has been flowing out of me and came divine flow. Divine flow is about returning to your inner child, returning to your innocence, embracing that with laughter. So I'm here to teach you that gift that I was taught by the beautiful Leanne Flutter from Laguna Laughter Club. I'm bringing the laughter here to Palm Springs, and not just laughter, but sound bath. And there's going to be art therapy, and then there's also going to be a photo shoot at the end. We'll have a glow up. We're going to have makeup artists from International School of Beauty in Palm Desert. Beautiful, beautiful students are going to come out here and show their talents, share their talents with our community. And this is all to benefit Mama's House, which is a safe home for teenagers. So, you know, it's like we're opening up our hearts. We're opening up our community for healing, and we're inviting you all. It's all gender friendly, so anyone can join. Anyone that's here to embrace their divinity and form, you can do so. And the photo shoot's gonna take place at the Peace Labyrinth. So you'll be able to walk through the labyrinth, make peace with your past, and take a photo with your divine new essence that you are. And so I'm here to bring you that at 2 p.m. on October 22nd. See you there. Can't wait to flow with you, divine soul. I love you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Audrey. Thanks, Audrey. And you're gonna discover your inner goddess. And guys, you have a goddess inside you too. So you're welcome to this thing. One of the things that I've noticed is that my Oklahoma accent's really coming out, isn't it? Holy smokes. That's a lot of information that you've been hearing so far this morning. If you have any questions about anything that we've talked about, there's information on our website at cslps.org, as well as on our Facebook page. And we have lovely tables in the back of the room ready to provide you with additional information. In just a few moments, Reverend Vince will be offering today's reading and invocation. Practitioner Maggie Hood is holding high watch during today's service, and Reverend Robert will be offering this morning's message. As always, our practitioners will be available for you in one-on-one prayer after the service outside the chapel. Now, let's take a moment to prepare for the reading and invocation by making ourselves comfortable wherever we are. Opening up to the spirit of love, which is always flowing in, through, and around us. As together we take a breath and let the music take us all a little bit deeper.
In once again to this temple we know, deep in the body, gentle we go, and softly we hear the call as the silence between us falls. And we open a space and hold it until every heart finds a place, has its fill, and each wounded soul is healed in peace and goodwill. As the silence between us falls, and together we hear the call.
Good morning. Thanks for being here. Welcome to familiar faces and for new faces. It's good to see you. My name is Vince Kiefner. I will be doing the reading and the practitioner moment. So, this is a quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes, who actually started or is the founding minister or the founding person of this philosophy. Oh, this is off too. Well, if I use my voice, they could hear me in Ohio, but I'll use this. That's all right. Okay, so here is the reading from Dr. Holmes. Here and now, we are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. And how much of it may we use? As much as we can embody. Second reading is from Hafez, the Persian poet and philosopher. Beautiful reading here. One day, the sun admitted, I was just a shadow. I wish I could show you the infinite incandescent that has cast my brilliant image. I wish I could show you, when you are lonely in the darkness, that you are an astounding light of your own being. So I'd like to do a spiritual mind treatment, which is no more than just affirmative words that we accept as the truth for our life. There's nothing special you have to do. There's no building you need to go to. There's no special diet you need to follow. However, you must convince yourself that you are worthy of the good that we've already been given. And we go there in consciousness. When we believe we should and have this good, then it's ours. But it's up to us to take the first step and to say to ourselves, yes, I accept the good that surrounds me, embodies me, and expresses through me. So I'll do these simple words, this spiritual mind treatment, for all of us to accept greater good than we've ever had before. And that's not hard. All we have to do is say, I'm for it, it's mine, and I accept it. So let's go there now in consciousness as we join together, knowing there is only one life, there's one mind, one truth, one acceptance, and one good, expressing in all, through all, as all, because it is all. I call it God. It is love, life, and light. It's power, peace, joy, beauty, radiance, ascendancy and opulence, ease, harmony, and serenity. For this is the way of God. I now affirm and declare for myself and for everybody in this room, right here and right now, we accept greater good than we've ever known before. We choose to be healthier. We choose to be richer on all levels. We choose to be more loving and accept more love. We accept to be included. We accept to be sheltered and taken care of by the infinite love of God that created us in the first place. I deny the power of anything that limits God. That's not a good idea. It's kind of stupid, actually, that anything could limit God. And I accept God as my truth, and I accept this for everybody here, that greater good than we've ever known before is now present. We embrace it, we love it, we accept it, we rejoice in it, but most importantly, we accept it for ourselves right here and right now. There's nothing else to do. There's no place to go. There's no words to remember. There's only the thought, and a thought is forever, that my good is my God is my good, and I accept it. This is our truth. I let it be so because I know it's so. Because of the God, it simply must be so. And together we affirm, and so it is. Thank you.
What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? Prosperity, prosperity, I claim it, I claim it. Abundance, abundance is mine, is mine. Love, love flows through me, flows through me. I feel joy, all the time, all the time. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I claim it, I claim it. It is mine, it is mine. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I am it, I am it. It is mine, it is mine. Peace, peace fills my heart, fills my heart. I surrender, everything, everything. Health, health is my birthright, is my birthright. Passion, passion helps me sing, I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I claim it, I claim it. It is mine, it is mine. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I am it, I am it. It's my time, it's my time. Break it on down. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. I release, and let go, I accept, what is mine, I can have, what I want, and let spirit, direct the flow. Life is good, life is fun, life is great. This song is done.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm working. Yay. Miracle of miracles. Good morning. How is everybody? Everybody, this is a high energy group today, so I'm going to try to settle you down a little bit. Yeah, right. I don't think so. Just a word from Reverend Eunice. I talked with her this morning. She's doing fine. She's at home. She has people staying with her for a couple days. She plans to take the next week off, but she will be here next week, Sunday, if all goes well, and it will, and speak. So just keep her in your prayers as we have. We've moved her through here, and we're in a good place. Everybody agree? Yes. Okay. So this morning we're supposed to be talking about the wellspring in giving, or wellspring of giving. And when we talk about wellspring, we're sort of wondering, well, what does that really mean? And I really believe in synchronicity. That happens to me all the time. And this morning when I was doing my meditation out in my garden, this came up. It's from the Centers for Spiritual Living. It says, when we establish ourselves in the consciousness of God, the whole universe moves to flow into us with its abundance of life and substance. And these are the words of Eric Buttersworth. And the affirmation is, I now let the universal abundance flow freely in my life. Now, that came up just as I was thinking about this talk, not that I hadn't planned some of it out earlier, but as a minister, you have all these kinds of insights that come to you as you're talking or thinking about. Let me turn this off so it doesn't ring. While you're preparing your talk, and it takes us a week to really get the talk together because all things are going on. So it was just really interesting for me when that happened. I'm going, wow, God knows a way of giving it to me. So we want to talk about this wellspring in giving, and what we're really talking about is the consciousness of abundance. It's available to each and every single one of us, and it is. It's out there, and we just have to open up to it. And as I was thinking about the talk, I was thinking about my life, and I know that the consciousness of God has always moved through me, but in different ways. And I was trying to think of, well, what we talk about as far as abundance is concerned in science of mind. And we talk of three things. We talk of abundance of time, we talk about abundance of talent, and we talk about abundance of treasure. And all three of them are very important, but they change in our lives as we're moving through our life. So I was sort of giving some thought to how it moved in mine. And so I thought of time. Okay, so I'm at the end of my time, sort of. I'm a mature senior citizen. So there's more time behind me than there is in front of me. So I can be that person that says, okay, that's fine. I'm going to stay at home, do nothing, and just let it go, watch television maybe, that kind of stuff. But that's not who I am. What I am and who I am is I'm still growing. I'm still learning, even at my age. And I know that as I do that, that abundance just keeps coming forward for me. I'm not dead yet, I don't think. And sometimes when I look in the mirror, I go, Jesus. But for me, abundance means living a life of joy, and living in that joy, and living a life of happiness, and having that safety and security around me. And that's what pulls me into life, that life is good. As Reverend Vince said, we live in a great, abundant, joyful, happy, secure environment that's there, the presence of Spirit providing that all to us if we open up to it. That's the little key. And we're going to talk about that a little later. Okay, so that's time. What I have also learned in my life that you have to have a purpose. And that purpose becomes sort of that thing that moves you through life. And you don't recognize it at 20. You don't recognize it as a teenager. You don't recognize it at 30. You're lucky if you recognize it at 40. At 50, you're sort of giving up on it. 60 and 70, you're wondering what the hell happened. Then 80, it dawns on you, I'm a person that possesses two good traits. I'm an organizer. And when I look back on my life, yeah, I've organized my life all the way through. And I also, I'm a person that provides service. And if you know me, that's how I've done it all the way through my life, being a person of service. So those two qualities, that consciousness of God and those two qualities moves through me. And it's sort of been what has shown up in all my life. So in time, I can see how that has sort of allowed me to have all these experiences that I've had. And I've had a lot of experiences, guys. We're not going to talk there. We're not going there, that's for sure. So the next thing is talents. So what's my talent? What am I looking at as far as my talents? And my talents have changed. And I was looking at it and going, okay, my first big talent, and again, getting back to being a person of service and an organizer, was being a paper boy. I was a paper boy at the age of 7. I lied about my age. I was tall for my age. I lied about it, and I got this paper route that had 60 people in it. And I changed that over the course. And I had that paper route from the age of 7 to the age of 17 when I went to college. Wow. I changed it, moved it from 60 people to 120 people, passing out papers daily, Monday through Sunday. 2 employees. Now think about that. A paper boy. I got 2 employees working for me. And I was in the position where I didn't have to actually do the work. Because I had 2 employees, and I had trained them, and I had set it up, so I was an organizer. So I was providing the service of papers for most of my people, and my route were older people, individuals, so passing the papers out on my bike or whatever when I started, to having 2 employees who were doing it for me. And I was still making money off of it. It was great. Okay, so that was as a paper boy. Now, as a business person in my later adult life, I had my own business of restoring old homes in Columbus, Ohio, Victorian homes. And I loved taking those old homes that had been they were up for being demolished is what they were. They had big homes that had gone into disarray. And so we bought them up, and we went in and we restored them to the originality. Now that means the outside, of course. The inside we brought up to date. But again, it gave me something to do. I was of service. I could see something that was moving from something lousy to something good. And I was providing new places for people to live. That was of service. But I was also still had that idea of and value of order. Because in order to do that, there was a lot of contracting work. There was a lot of work to do, including working yourself. So I was doing that at the same time. So my talents had changed from being a paper boy to being a business person. But I still had that quality of being an entrepreneur. I later moved into teaching, and again, being of service to people. I chose to teach with underprivileged kids. And I worked in Cleveland, Ohio, and I worked in Columbus, Ohio, and then in Los Angeles in schools that had underprivileged kids. And I loved it because I could see how those kids grew as I could be of service to them. And it wasn't just being there and getting paid for teaching. It was all the other things that you did for these kids, creating activities that moved them from this point of not having any self-esteem to discovering self-esteem for themselves. Boy, and that's great. But I still had to go back to having that order. If I didn't have that order, I couldn't do it. I had to do that order, have that in place, because you have certain things that you have to do as a teacher. But at the same time, you can have fun with it and move the kids through it. And that's what I was doing. So my talents were changing slowly. Well, here I am, a minister. How do I serve? What kind of order do I bring to it? And I've only been in this now as a minister 8-9 years, been in Science of Mind for 20 years. But what I have found is that it's really important to understand who I serve. I serve all of you, and then I serve other clients and other people outside there. And I do it bringing joy to my life, doing it in an orderly way, and understanding that that's exactly who I am. I'm a person of service, and I'm a person of order. But I do it, and when I do it with those purposes, I bring joy and happiness. That's my abundance. You have to discover that for yourself. So today what we want to do, because we're opening up this Prosperity Now campaign, we're going to talk about abundance of basically money. Now, not an easy thing for me to talk about. I don't really care for talking about it, but as a minister, you have to. So let's make it as fun as we can. So here's a little story. There was a rich man who was quite distressed over the prospect of not being able to take his riches with him when he died. So before he died, he loaded his briefcase with 2 gold bars from his private vault and left instructions to have the case locked with the key, handcuffed to it and to his wrist, and the key placed into his grave clothes. His family carried out his orders correctly to the letter. When he appeared at the pearly gates, he had the briefcase with him, key in hand. St. Peter asked, "What do you have in your suitcase?" Very proudly, the man unlocked the case, opened it, and displayed his 2 gold bars. St. Peter said, "Isn't that special?" "You brought pavement." So it's all the way that we look at abundance. So what are we looking at? What is this offspring and giving? What is this thing? Well, it's the consciousness of God. If we have the consciousness of God, we can move through all of this stuff. But unfortunately, there are so many things that get in our way. You know, I was thinking on the way to church or to the center this morning, I was thinking, you know, when I was first born, before all the crap hit me, I probably had the consciousness of God. I was probably born with it, as all of you were too. But something got in the way. Something called life gets in your way. And you get pulled back, held back, and this abundance that's out there and ready for us to grab onto and enjoy and bring us the happiness, it no longer exists. Well, it exists, but we don't see it. So we've got to learn and see how we're going to do that. So what we want to look at this morning is our current belief system. Then we're going to talk about the ability to co-create and our want and desire to manifest that abundance. And I'm going to do it in 7 minutes. So here we go. Hold on. If you've ever taken any classes from me, you will know that the belief system is one thing that I really work on, because I believe in the psychology of Carl Jung and his understanding and Freud of those past experiences. And those things gather up in us. And in class, we talk about your subconscious and your conscious. Your subconscious being all those things that you've ever heard or that's ever been said. They're there, and we show them through our emotions. And then we have our conscious, that's our behavior. So our subconscious sort of directs our consciousness as far as, this is what I believe and this is what I'm going to do about it. Got it? Okay, so what happens is that in our work, we find that we have some things that have been told to us, we've either read or heard that are back there in our subconscious. And you're unaware of it. These things aren't, I'm not sitting there on the pot thinking about things, especially this stuff. And so I'm going, what's this all about? What's happening? Why can't I open up to this abundance that's there for me? And so, as a science of mind person, we do research. We look into things. We're taught to critically think about it. That's why you're here. And that's why you're studying this philosophy. So what we want to find out is, what are some of these old beliefs that are there? And a few of these things came up for me, and I did ask a few people, and I did a little reading. So maybe some of these will resonate with you. 1, not enough to go around. Huh? Yes? Yeah. Some of us feel that way. But there's more money out there than we can ever accumulate. But we're afraid that we can't, or it might stop. I don't know if you follow the stock markets, but my hair's a little grayer today than it was a week ago. It's because we think that this money, this concept of money as abundance, has a limitation on it. With God, there's no limitations. It's infinite. So we have to recognize that. That's how we change that belief. Money is scarce. Watchful, frugal, always concerned about finances. I know a couple people are like that all the time. Now, I do check my Bank of America thing once a day. But I let it go. I go, okay, fine. Spirit's providing with me. If Spirit gives, Spirit takes away. Gives, it gives. It works, excuse me. It does work. So the next one is I'm not worthy. Boy, I know a couple clients are like that. I'm not worthy of the abundance opening up to me. I'm not worthy of having a good life. All these things all the time I hear. That's not true. You are worthy. You wouldn't be here. You are a spiritual being having this physical experience, and as such, you want to and you have to open up to knowing you are worthy. You need money to make money. Yes and no. I can agree with that to a certain degree, but I also know that I started this business that I was talking about without anything, basically with a hammer and a couple screwdrivers, and I turned it into a pretty good business. So I know that it doesn't take a lot to start, and you really don't need money. Money doesn't buy happiness. Wow, we all know that, and we can understand that. We know a lot of people that have a lot of money, and they're just not happy. A fool is separated from his money. Overspending, sometimes we get that way. I do, at least. Been called a fool many times. More money will solve all of life's problems? No, we know that. We know people that are rather wealthy, and they're not happy people. This is my favorite. My favorite from my dad. Money doesn't grow on trees. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one. I know that, see. So I took that to heart when I was, 5 and 6 years old, and I'm going, oh, you're right, it doesn't grow on trees. Well, where does money come from? So I was in the choir at school, at church, and my father would give me, or my mother would give me a 50-cent piece. That's when 50-cent pieces were quite available. And I was to put it in the collection plate when it came around. I followed instructions. I put the 50-cent piece in and took 2 quarters out. That made sense to me at that age. I was also the most popular kid in choir, because while the adults were doing fellowship afterwards, a bunch of us would run down to the candy store, the drugstore at the corner, and I'd just buy 50 cents worth of candy for everybody. So I was becoming an entrepreneur even then. So So we have to look at it thing, and we have a quote here. I think if it's still working, it says, "Let us take our bloated nothingness out of the path of the divine circuits. Let us unlearn our wisdom of the world." That's Ralph Waldo Emerson. And what that means is we've got to learn to step back from that. We have these things available to us. It's there, but if we step back and let those beliefs that have infiltrated our subconscious, we let those things go. And then that abundance, that consciousness of God starts coming forward, and there's nothing to stop it. The second thing that we want to take a look at, and I had a real long story, but we're not going to do that, is it depends on our ability to create. And I think I'm a pretty good co-creator. I've created a lot of things in my life, and I've moved through it fairly well. I haven't had a lot of upsets. Yes, some health problems, but basically I've never been unemployed. I've never had to go on welfare. I've never had to do any of those things that put me into a place of depending on another person or another thing. I really understood that I had to do the work in order to be that person that I wanted to be. So what we are learning in this philosophy is that we are co-creators of our lives, and that our consciousness is the creative element of our lives. In other words, what you're thinking about. Remember, there's the subconscious and the consciousness, and if you can put in your subconscious, if you can understand that you are abundant, normally, always, forever abundant, you can create in your consciousness the behavior to allow that to happen. That's how it works. That's the creative process. And then what we do is we work on that, which is the third thing, is that's a story I was going to read, but we don't. is desire. You have to have a desire for this. It doesn't just work as like, oh, I'm going to sit at home and just help this happen. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It just doesn't work that way. You've got to get out and you've got to do the work. We say here, what? Walk the talk. If you haven't heard that, you're going to hear that in your classes. Walk the talk. Do what you say. Be in integrity with it. It's not enough to say, oh, I understand this philosophy, I understand co-creation. We use the consciousness to do this, and we go from the intention to setting the intention, then doing the soul work, and then doing the manifestation. Yeah, it's easy to understand that, but if you don't do the work to bring that about, setting the intention for being abundant, doing the soul work, which moves you from the subconscious of getting rid of these beliefs and moving into a place that I know that it can take place for me, and I'm going to do the work that's necessary, go to school, work, do whatever I have to do to bring that into my life and understand how that works, then I'm going to manifest. Just the way it works, and that's what we understand. Okay, let me see if I can read this, because I think this is sort of clever for where we're going. It says, there was once a strong man at a circus sideshow who demonstrated his power before large audiences every night. Toward the end of one performance, he squeezed the lemon from a lemon between his hands. He said to the onlookers, I will offer $200 to anyone here who can squeeze another drop from this lemon. A thin older lady hobbled up to the stage. She picked up the lemon, clamped it between her two frail, bony hands. She squeezed, and out came a teaspoon of lemon juice. The strong man was amazed. He paid the woman $200, but asked her, what is the secret of your strength? Practice, the woman answered. I have been treasurer of my church for 42 years. Okay, so there's so much I could talk on this abundance, but what we're talking about is this wellspring in giving. How do we give of our time, our talent, and our treasures? And we have to understand that it comes from our consciousness of God. That consciousness is within us. And as long as we allow ourselves to open up and see it, understanding that there are things out there that keep us from doing it, that we can work around those things, that we have this co-creation within us to allow this, setting our intention, bringing it through the law, and then manifesting it in our lives. We know it can be done. We don't have to worry about the how. It's done automatically when we do it. And then we set the desire of doing it. So it doesn't mean, oh, I'm just going to think about it 1 minute and let it go. No, we desire it for a long period of time, and we do the work around that desire to bring it into our lives, to be aware of it 24/7. And as we do that, it's going to show up. It just does, folks. That's been my experience, and I know it can be yours. So what we want to do then is understand this wellspring that we're talking about. Where does it come from? It's the consciousness of God. Where is it? It's right here, and it's right there. You have it. Allow it to come through for you. Let it be a part of you. Let it work for you in your life. You'll find that you're going to be the happiest, go-luckiest person you've ever seen. Let's pray. So just taking all of this into our consciousness and allowing it just to work its way through, knowing that in that one power, that first cause, that absolute, all that strength and power that exists is not only God's, but it is ours also. And as we have that, we allow that to move through us, that consciousness of God, being part of us as spiritual beings, having this physical experience. We allow that to move through us and allow it to be part of it and come out through us, through our pores, through our imagination, through every part of our body. It just comes through. It's just there. We allow it to be there. We allow it to show us how to move through all these difficulties of life. And when knowing that that is the way it works, being conscious of that, we work with that. We allow that consciousness of God to be who we are, knowing it's not only available to me, but to every other single sentient person that's on this earth. allowing and knowing that's the truth of who we are. I just simply say, thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother, Father, God. And together we say, and so it is. So thank you for joining me. Now, part 2, I'm going to ask Reverend Ed to step up here, because now we want to do the second part of our service is the Prosperity Now introduction to our campaign. We will be up by 11:30. So, Ed.
Thank you. Okay. Hello.
Wait. Green, good.
It's green. Can you hear me? No.
Yes, you can. Go, talk.
Can you hear me? Well, okay. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to continue to explain this great program, the Prosperity Now annual campaign. And the main intention of this is really to transform, as Reverend Robert said, our consciousness so that we can live together in awareness of the truth that God's grace is our sufficiency. God's grace is our sufficiency. And to recognize and express and demonstrate that truth in every area of your life. There was a quote that was mentioned, I think last week, by Eric Butterworth that says, prosperity is just not having things. It is the consciousness that attracts the things. So in the program, there are two sections or 2 parts that are very important. And we began our first part, which was the prosperity circles. And this is where people get together in a group of hopefully no more than 7 to meet. They meet 1 hour per week at one of the homes. And here's what they do. They have very conscious discussions of prosperity, principles, and truth. And it is for 1 hour. So here's the download right now on what is left. There are a few openings left, and I just want to quickly say that to you. On Wednesday, we have a Zoom prosperity circle, and we have openings for that, and it meets the 12th, 19th, 26th, and November 2nd. You can let me know or let the office know if you're interested. That's every Wednesday. Thursday morning, we have 2 openings at George Melton's house, and he lives in the Palm Springs area. And then on Thursday, Reverend Mark's home, there are 4 openings, and that meets at 6 p.m. So those are the only openings we have. If you are interested, please join one. Let us know. And I've been asking some people who I know attended, and they absolutely are having a great time. So again, thank you for opening the homes, and thank you for working with your consciousness through these groups. So again, the one thing I want you to realize is that individually, this program really teaches the principles of living prosperously. I really want you to know that. That's what we get individually from it. And I love seeing people experiencing their prosperity. So at this time of year when this program does happen at different centers really throughout the United States, this is what we see, and it's so nice to see. And collectively, we are really supporting the vision of this center and the operating parts of it. Now, you all received an envelope, am I correct? Is there anyone who didn't receive this important envelope? Raise your hand. If you didn't get one, okay. David, can you give one to our usher who didn't get it? And there's a lady. All right. And then there's one in the back. And what I want to do is just tell you what's in it. Please take this home, because what you'll find, there is a letter from me. There's a letter from Reverend Eunice. Those are the first 2 things you will see. Ta-da. The other thing is, this is really great. This really talks to you about what prosperity is. If you have questions, this could help you a little bit. And then we have our pledge card, okay? We ask you to consciously think of how you would like to support this center's vision etc., by making a pledge. So if you have an idea today, fill it out, put it in the basket. If not, I ask you to go home, pray over it, meditate, and see how you will support the center. And here is our goal, okay? You ready to hear the goal? That I'm asking you all to help. The goal, which is 70% of our annual operating budget. Do I hear a drum roll? No. Okay, here it is, $125,000. Will you help this center reach its goal? That's what I'm asking you all to do. Think about it, pray about it, and pledge. Thank you very much. Again, please let me know about the circles.
Am I still on? Yes, okay. Thank you. So we're beginning our pledge campaign today. And now it's our time. And so if you have any questions, see Reverend Ed and or any of the people that are on the core council, and they're more than willing to help share with you why our goal is like that and all the different aspects of our prosperity campaign. So now is the time for our offering. So if you'll take your offering and put it over your heart and repeat after me, if I can remember this. This gift I give comes from the heart. It's a gift of love. It's a gift of joy. It's a gift from God. Thank you, God. As me. And so it is. So we're trying to get you out here on time. So while you're passing the baskets, we're coming back with our announcements. Let me turn this on for you. It's got to go green. There you go.
Okay, I get to play second fiddle again. Okay, well, here we go. The announcements. Just a reminder that private prayer with a practitioner is available after the service for healing and revealing your highest and best good. It's available over near the...
It's in the chapel.
Oh, it's in the chapel now. Okay, so now it's in the chapel. Conscious conversation and connection will take place in the cafe. And don't forget to check out the many activities and opportunities for service at the tables in the back. You can also find information on CSL.org, our weekly newsletter, and on Facebook.
Mystery dinner tickets?
I will get to that.
Oh, okay. Red.
Okay, you're pretty red. Okay, don't forget, there are mystery dinner tickets out in the lobby. They're only $30 a piece. You're gonna have a fun time. You get to see strange people acting in strange, well, maybe they're not so strange ways.
We see strange ways also.
Okay, well anyway, it'll be lots of fun. Please join us in the cafe. We got food and fellowship, and we're just gonna finish this day with a great time. But before we do, can you please stand up and read along with me? I am at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate.
I can never be separate from my
source.
I am living love. Hallelujah. Amen.
See, we got it done
Yay.
by 11:30. Good
Okay,
job.
let's sing the peace song.
Peace song.
And we're still having technical difficulties. So, join.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin